What's up, everybody? Mike Orr Hickman here, founder of PainterGrowth.com, and you're listening to another episode of the Painter Growth Podcast. All right. Today we're going to do something a bit different. Now, we've done it before, and you guys really liked it, so we're going to do it again, and we're actually going to give you an inside scoop into one of our group coaching calls. And I got inspired after this call was over because I thought it was so good, and there was so much actionable advice and tips, not only like from me, but from the other people on the call, from their clients, other painting contractors, sharing stories, providing advice and feedback. And it was just so good. And I just really highly encourage you to listen to it, take a look behind the scenes, see what we're doing here, see what type of community we have, what type of challenges we solve, what type of people are in the program, and then just enjoy, just take away all of the results and the feedback and the things that we share in this group, and see if there's anything that's applicable to you in your business. We're going to keep video off for this one, so there's going to be no video. We're going to anonymize it so you can't see who is talking, just for privacy of our clients. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Cheers. Hey, what's up, dude?
What's up? What's up, Mike? How's it going, man?
I am rocking it, man. Beautiful morning over here, middle of
Nice.
summer.
Nice. I'm winning right now too, man. I'm winning right now. Here, look. Oh boy. Oh
There
boy.
you go. Got the flops on.
Day three off the tools.
Nice, dude. Congrats.
Thank you.
How's it feel?
It's amazing. I hired my lead hand. He's running everything. He's got his own truck. The van that I was talking about, we're gonna get rid of it. It was kind of a dumper. Got a brand new truck. We're gonna have it lettered up. Everything's in the back. I have no tools in the back of my truck. I got some empty bins in the back because we're gonna put it in there, put more tools in. It's nice. They're well
Nice.
on their way. Everything's good. I'm sitting in air conditioned. It's great.
There we go. Next
That
step
sounds
is
good.
just sitting at
Congratulations,
home
guys.
behind your computer.
Yeah, I could do that too. I'm not ready to let it go that far. I'm just sitting
That's
here
fine.
behind this for now.
Yeah, it's
For
been
soon.
3 days. It's been
I
three
know.
days.
I got the tablet with me though. But I
Love
got
it.
all my processes last night. Put all my processes together, big long processes from the start to finish. Yeah, man.
I would hesitate just on saying you got all of your processes together.
Yeah, you're right. I have the interior process and I have the cabinet process.
Okay,
That's
that's
actually it.
good.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
pretty
I
good.
don't have
Yeah.
long processes. You're right. You're right. It
Yeah.
took me hours, but I got it good.
Yeah, it's like a never ending. Like, we still don't have all our processes figured out. We're actually doing a
Sure.
big project right now where we're categorizing our all internal painter growth processes. Cool. Well, congrats, dude. Anyone else feeling good, winning on this July 5th? Happy 4th, everyone. Belated 4th. Hope everyone had a good, safe day. I'm glad that we got a good turnout so far, even though it's kind of like a quasi holiday today. How about you, man? Are you winning?
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I would say so. Had a little bit of a setback with my balcony projects at the condo building. I had about 12 lined up, and the board said, no, we're pausing this. We can't do any painting in the balconies. So I kind of lost that this week. But I ended up making some more connections. I've got a custom home builder, the property manager that owns that one building turned me on to 140 units at another building. So I've got 3 quotes today,
Yep.
and yeah, I feel like I'm kind of making some of that loss up.
There we go. There we go. Good work. Yeah, man, that's the power of a property manager, right? That's how I push so hard on the strategic partnership side of things. Like, if each person here could spend just 2 hours a week on that strategic partnership section, like within, 3 months, 13 weeks, 26 hours of strategic partnership outreach, your life would forever be different.
Yeah,
Just in that
yeah,
one
man,
thing.
for sure. For sure. Now I'm just thinking about hiring. I know we've been talking about that for a week or so. Hiring for attitude. I've been thinking about how I get applicants. How do I screen them? Just the whole shebang. It's a lot to wrap my head around.
Yeah. Yeah. It's imperfect action, man. Imperfect action trumps no action, right?
No doubt.
Just take that
Yep.
massive action. You're gonna make mistakes. You'll make a wrong hire, but you'll learn.
Yep. Got to get some capacity. Got to be able to pull some of those jobs. Be able to pull that off. So Yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do now is get some horsepower.
Yeah. I just actually on that, I just posted a new video in the blueprint area called So You're Too Busy. So it's right near the start, and if anyone feels too busy, you should go check that out. And I also posted a video in there finally on self-limiting beliefs and head trash. So if anyone has any head trash, there's another one in there. Both of those are in the getting started module. So there's the self-limiting beliefs, and then there's the so you're too busy. And I thought they were pretty good mindset rewrites for right near the start of the training.
I'll watch that after this.
Yeah, man. Well, how you doing, man? Driving? How's on the road? When you're in a safe spot, man, unmute. I want to hear what's going on in your world. Anyone else have anything good going on? Any wins? Any feel good for this July 4th long weekend?
Yeah, we're doing really good. Cost is coming home, but we hired a couple of main and I was betting them and watching them yesterday and making sure that one guy can spray and he had all the experience that he could spray. So, and yeah, he proved out to be pretty good for me yesterday. So I'm kind of a little nervous, but it should be good.
So you hired, just breaking up a little bit. You hired a couple of people and someone's spraying today.
Yeah. So yeah, and I was there yesterday on site watching and
Nice.
kind of going over what I wanted done and how I wanted it done. And then I went back to the shop, working there, and then now we're leaving. And I'm a little nervous, but it should be okay.
Did you have a chance to check out the skills inventory and career development workbook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use that. Check off those skills and get
Right.
them going.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bud.
I'm sorry. What is your name? Okay. Perfect.
This is the husband.
Yes. Yeah. All good.
The one that needs to pay more attention.
Well, I'm glad that you're here because, like I was saying last week or a couple weeks ago, we've had a lot of husband and wife combos come in, and the ones that are successful do it together, and the ones that like the husband paints and the wife does this stuff doesn't work out. Not the marriage, but the business.
We got you.
Maybe
We
marriage too.
understood.
Yeah. Sweet. Marcos, how about you, man? What's going on in your world?
Everything good. Thank you very much. I'm the new, I guess, here, so we're trying to get into all this. You know, do you hear me? Sorry.
Sí. Gracias por tu negocio, mi amigo.
Gracias a ustedes.
Cool. Well, let us know if you need any ayuda.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
169 days, guys. Learning that
cool.
Spanish.
That's good. That's good. It's very important here in New York. It's very important to speak English and Spanish. So.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm learning English too, and
Awesome,
and also
dude.
the business.
I think we also have Spanish subtitles on most of the videos. So if you're interested, English is great.
I didn't know that.
Awesome, guys. Well, hey, if you haven't been to office hours before, what we do is we just drink coffee, we chat about what's going good, and then what you need help with. So there's no agenda. Just make sure your name is right on Zoom, so we can make sure to take attendance and stuff. And sometimes I share some things that are going on behind the scenes of Pain and Growth. Just hang out, have a good time. Yeah. Anyone have anything they want to share? Any questions they want to ask? I got some things I'm going to share in a little bit, but in due time.
Yeah.
Okay, I can share. Hi everyone. Well, I did 2 estimates, one for exterior and one for interior. One is for a client that we already paint, but the other one is for the client that we clean her house, but she wants us to do an interior paint. So I'm waiting on the improvement of my estimate.
Awesome.
Nice. Cool.
Keep up the momentum. One of the videos that I just posted, I think it was on the head trash video. I talk a little bit about constraints of the business. So I have that constraints video too, but like, identify your constraints. So if it's sales, like how many hours per week are you spending on finding leads and doing estimates? Because if like sales is your bottleneck, which it is for a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people here, you shouldn't just be spending 2 or 3 hours a week on sales and marketing activities. You should be spending 20 hours a week on sales and marketing activities. Even if you got to paint for 30 hours a week, spending another 20 on marketing and getting leads and doing estimates, like that's what your time should be spent doing. And if you're spending any less than that, then your outcome is going to be proportional to your input, right? So if you're not putting in the time, the hours, the door hangers, the neighborhood marketing, the strategic partners, the Facebook ads, the Instagram outreach, if you're not doing that for 20 hours a week, you know, then your results will continue to be suboptimal. And not just you, Maribel, but anyone. You know,
Yeah.
we don't want to do 1 or 2 estimates a week. We want to do 20 estimates a week.
Yeah.
I will try to find more.
It's not about finding it. It's just about doing the actions. And Alex Hormozy says it in a really eloquent way. Do the actions that would make it unreasonable for you to fail. So if you went out, just like hypothetically, if you went out and door knocked, not saying anyone would do this, but if you went out and door knocked in ideal neighborhoods for 40 hours a week, do you think you could get 15 estimates a week out of that? Probably. Right? So like do the actions that would make it unreasonable for you to fail. And if you can do that, then it would be unreasonable for you to fail. Right? But most people are unwilling to take that amount of action. And if you don't have money, you have time. So what are you doing with that time? Are you being effective with it? Are you watching the training? Are you taking action? Or are you analyzing every decision to death and ending up not doing anything?
Hey, Mike, I have a question for you.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for being here.
Yeah, so my question is more of a strategic. So I'm just getting started setting the business up. I have my marketing campaign about to launch around next week. That's yard signs. I'm going to do door to door in direct mail and hangers. So the strategic question is, I obviously don't have any employees right now. I want to hit the marketing, really hard and try to get a bunch of estimates and leads and book jobs, starting 2 to 3 weeks out from when I actually want to do them.
Yep.
To kind of give me time to either figure out if I need to, find a subcontractor to do the work, if I get a bunch of work, or even, a few, mid-sized jobs, or if I should look at starting to hire a couple painters now, with the intent of starting in the next couple weeks, 3 weeks or so. Yeah.
What's your capital situation like right now?
Yeah, so I have about 30,000 to play with. So I think I have enough to, hire painters and get all the equipment I need. I just don't know if I have enough to like pay them to not do anything, if that makes sense. To like,
yeah, no, you don't.
No,
you don't need to do that. You need to hire painters when you're ready to paint. Like, probably like a week to 10 days out, you'll be able to find some painters.
Okay.
So I would focus really hard on booking work and just setting the expectation for the homeowners that like you're going to be starting in a few weeks. And you can even tell them like, hey, we're booked up for a few weeks, so we're booking into the first week of August, right? And so you just start booking them in August, and you just like spend 40 hours a week right now on marketing and sales activities. So the first thing I would do is leverage up your labor. So if you're full time and you want to kind of go big and you have some capital, find anywhere from 4 to 6 door-to-door marketers that can hang door hangers during the day and door knock in the evening.
Okay.
Right. And the nice thing about that is you can pay them a lower hourly rate, but pay them more on the estimate. So like on a booked estimate, you can pay them a higher amount. I mean, you don't know your close rates yet, but I'm like, you're pretty well put together, dude, and you're well spoken. So I'm sure your close rate is going to be good if you have a process. So I just go really hard on investing in leverage and people. And like, if I were to start my painting business today, that's what I would do. I would hire like a dozen door knockers, and I would just like go on census mapper and find the best neighborhoods. And then just canvas the shit out of those neighborhoods and get a ton of estimates and just spend, and then do like 30 estimates a week.
Cool. Yeah, I have I have about 3 or 4 neighborhoods that I want to hit. It's, the higher net worth neighborhoods, higher home ownership. All the houses are 750, to 2 to 3 million. It's kind of the clients I'm looking for.
Yeah. So get some marketers. I mean, do it yourself for a couple of days just to learn the ropes and be a little bit familiar with it. But then like as quickly as you can, duplicate your efforts with a couple of teams. Right.
Okay.
Most people here recommend just kind of like one team, like 2 or 3 marketers. But in your situation, if you want to like scale quick and get a couple crews going as quick as possible, if you can get 5 or 6 marketers going, man, that would be That would be huge.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it
I
would be
appreciate it.
enormous. Yeah, and then once you do that, like turnover is going to be an issue. You want to just make sure that your marketer is successful, so you're going to go with them. You're going to be spending
Hmm.
time with each of them, making sure that they're getting at least one estimate per hour, making sure their motivation is still up, making sure that you're able to connect the actions that they're making with their ultimate goal and how their earning potential and their earning goals. And
Hmm.
then do some culture activities uh like pizza nights and stuff like that where you do like a competition on an evening. It's like, hey, for whoever gets most leads gets $100 Amazon gift card tonight and things like that, where you can
Hmm.
just like keep up that culture with a larger marketing team.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll try to implement that.
Yeah, and then once you start having some revenue coming in from production, then
Hmm.
that's when I would probably start some paid advertising like Facebook and Google. But I wouldn't worry about
Oh,
any of that
okay.
until you have some money coming in. Like door to door is going to be way cheaper
Yeah,
than
Joker mentioned the same thing. He said, focus on one strategy, and the tried and true is kind of that door to door, face to face interaction rather than, you know, social media is great, but if I don't have a lot of content and followers
yeah.
and reviews, it's kind of, not going to get me
And if you're
anywhere.
hiring marketers, hire for attitude, right? Just like we were talking about,
Mhm.
hire someone who just like makes you feel good in the first 5 seconds, like a really great first impression, and
Mhm.
you can teach everything else. Feast,
Cool.
first impression and money motivated. Those are like the two top tiers.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Crush it, man. Stoked to hear how that goes.
Well, I have a question if you guys have time for that.
1 second. He just put up his hand first. He had his emoji hand going up.
My question was: is there an actual template that we can put up on Indeed to hire marketers? I think I've asked this before, but I can't seem to find an actual template because I've used the template to hire painters. I'm just wondering, is there one for marketers?
Thought there was.
I can't seem to find it. It is
I'll just put it in the
perfect.
blueprint group.
Okay, awesome. Just a second question to that is based on what you just said to the last gentleman. I have two painters who are totally willing to go door to door after hours. So we probably put in 2 hours after work, a couple of nights a week. Do you think that's enough, or should I hire a few more as well that are doing it?
Yeah, I mean those are two
what's
different strategies, right? One is like job site marketing, the other is like cold or door to door cold calling. So
right?
I would just separate them both and then like track the return on investment that you're getting from each of them. So we
Okay,
have the marketing lead tracker, uh, ROI tracker. I think it's in the GSR sheet. I can't remember what it's called.
right. Okay.
It is called the um, lead source. So
Lead
it's
source.
this one here.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. So mark the month, and then in that month, how much you ended up spending on door to door versus you would just put like job site marketing, right? So total cost with your door hangers and your painters for their hourly rate plus their leads, how many leads you get, how many estimates, jobs, and job value, then that'll calculate your ROI. And you want to do that same thing with door to door. And then you'll just be able to see kind of over time which one has better ROI. Not saying like if one has less of an ROI that you shouldn't do it, but that way you can just kind of make more, like you want to really make all decisions in your business that are surrounded with sales and marketing based on data,
Yeah,
right? You want to get away from like, oh, it feels like this is working, so I'm going to keep doing it. Can we
right.
look at the data and can that tell us a story? So
All right, I
probably
appreciate that.
probably probably doing both. It really depends on your goals too. If you're just looking to run, one crew of 3 painters, you probably only need to do job site marketing. But if you're looking, which I believe you are, to really grow and like hit 7 figures within the next couple of years, you'll
Yeah,
need both.
right. Okay,
Yeah, but it's
perfect.
also like get one thing done at a time. One
Right.
system.
Do the first. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
one crew. They're willing to go out afterwards and do that, and then get that up, and then maybe try to find some quality people. That could take a couple of weeks to get the right people, and then get that
perfect.
going.
Yeah,
Get another crew going. That kind of thing.
nailed it.
All right. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a few questions, but again, it's kind of my questions might, I guess, I haven't had time to go over any of the videos. Unfortunately, I've been having some family issues here, and I've been kind of really busy. I mean, it's not an excuse, I guess, but I'm a little bit behind on all this, which I'm kind of getting better at it right now. But I think tomorrow and this weekend, I'm gonna basically get down to it and get everything that I can get done. But my question here is, the other guy mentioned, maybe getting his business started, the marketing started, and then potentially seeing if he's going to hire employees or versus having subcontractors. So that's kind of where I'm at this point, because I've had one guy that when I started this business about 3.5 years ago. I went on my own 3.5 years ago. I worked for about 6 months for myself, and then I had one guy, and he's been with me this whole entire time. He's a good painter. He's he has good work ethic, good attitude, but sometimes he lacks the uh, reliability. There's times where I'm kind of like I can't really rely on him 100%. Where I could be like, hey, here's the address, go to his house, and I'm kind of like, he might make it on time. He might sleep in on whatever it is. So my question here is there what's I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards basically kind of just backtracking and just like being a company that subs everybody out.
So let me get this straight. So you have one employee. Is he a
Yeah,
W-2?
now, yeah, he's W-2. Yes, he's on
Okay, so
payroll.
sure. And he's unreliable. Like sometimes he's late, sometimes his
Yeah,
quality
he's late
labor.
sometimes, and then sometimes he shows up looking like Shaggy, and I'm like, like it's just one of those things where
So
he's he's a
do you have written expectations on what is expected of him?
yes,
Okay.
and it's one of those things kind of like I'm in a position where I've had, let me see, I want to say 6 7 months ago, I had a crew of 5, and I have 2 vans and a truck, and as soon as I stepped away, shit went bad. So I thought like, all right, then I came back in again. So that's my biggest problem is like every time I step away, I go back. Production is like, I'm like, well, you guys are still doing this, and then I become. I mean, I don't know. It kind of pisses me off a little bit at that
Yeah.
point.
So
I'm
I
like,
don't think
hey,
moving to a submodel is necessarily going to fix that, right?
okay,
But I think what would fix that is like that tool that we shared last week or on whatever with the skills inventory
yeah,
and like like really like honing in on like the very specific skills and being really clear and having really clear communication. Do you have a scheduled one-on-one meeting with your painter, or did you have scheduled one-on-one meetings with each painter
yeah.
previously?
I typically, I mean, again, like I said, I'm on the go all the time. So like my interview processes are not as as detailed as I want them to be. But typically, what I do is I have them come to my shop, and then I obviously I talk to them, get to know who they are, and then we ask them, the skill level, and then obviously we go over the pay start,
Yeah.
wages, and then after that, obviously I give them about a week or so, and typically so far it's been a couple of weeks, and then I realize they're not working.
Yeah, so
And
I mean, there's not enough time to go into everything on this, but like oftentimes, and I'm open to other people's feedback if they've had situations like this, but like oftentimes, and I'm just saying this with like love and respect, like oftentimes situations like that are like are a reflection of the owner. Like, can you
and
identify,
that's
yeah,
kind
can
of
you
where
identify anything in your business that you're doing that you feel like maybe you're not showing up the way that you want to be as a leader?
um I think it's the where I'm kind of basically I'm letting a lot of things slide. That's my problem because of the situation. I'm like, all right, if this guy is coming late, but at least he's showing up. You know, this guy is taking his time, but at least he's showing up.
Yeah. And it sounds like maybe the painter's the issue, but then like you need to it's like parenting, right? And like I have little kids right now, and kind of managing painters is often the same as like being a parent to little kids, right? It's like if you let a few things slide, they're not going to respect your word. It's like, hey, you need to be on time, and then they're 20 minutes late, and like you don't make a big deal out of it, right?
But
Next time he's
I
next time he's
understand.
20 minutes late, send him home. No, the day started at 8, not 8:20,
But
and then he's
then,
not
but
going to
then,
be late anymore.
yeah, I just did that actually last week. But at the same time, as like the job needs to get done. We're like in the middle of a job, so it's kind of like I don't have the manpower for me to just hey go home.
You need to, I guess, split up the short-term priorities with like the long-term vision, right? Like,
Hmm.
is this behavior the behavior that a seven-figure painting business would put up with,
Exactly.
right? And if
That's
it's
kind of where I'm
no,
at.
then
That's why.
You need to make those tough short-term pain decisions for that long-term gain. Because like if he's just out of hypothetical, if he's 20 minutes late every day for a year, plus the other disrespect that he has for you, is that going to be more than the 2 days of production that you might lose up front shaping him up?
Yeah.
Right? We need to think bigger picture, long term. In a year from now, is this going to be a big deal? How do we solve this problem right now so that it's not a problem next week, next month, next quarter? Or else it's going to keep happening. And you need to you need to be the boss. And he's obviously doesn't respect you.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of what had me kind of thinking if you know the subcontractor route is the way to go versus because it seems like I'm having more
A
headache.
sub doesn't change it, man. The subs are just people. It's just a different contractual relationship. They're still going to act the same way to you if they don't sense that you're the boss.
Yeah,
Right? If there's no repercussions for their actions, they're just going to do whatever they want.
yeah. See the background of that is he's one of my best friends.
That's your problem.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
I hired one of my best friends once. I showed up on the job site. He was listening to music with 2 headphones, smoking a cigarette while scraping a wall. What do you do? Said, you got to
yeah,
leave. This isn't your job site anymore.
yeah,
Wrecked our friendship.
yeah. I mean, I've explained it to him like last week again. I sent him home because he showed up an hour late. I told him just go home, and I ended up going to work myself. And then I had to explain to him, I'm like, hey, I think you're taking advantage of the situation, but honestly, the problem is I just don't have enough employees for me. I don't have the manpower to be able to do that. But you are right, though. Maybe I should it's probably
Get your
worth
hiring ads. Get your hiring ads up, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me hear your input on this.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm doing it from my phone. I'm on a job site. I went
You're
through
good.
all this shit up until coaching, man. I had my team lead late 100 times a year. You have to be very clear and set the expectations. It's really that simple. And Mike mentioned meetings, not your interview. You need to have a weekly or bi-weekly meeting with your team members every single week or bi-weekly, whatever fits your schedule. It impacts things. Tell them your vision. Tell them what you expect. Be very clear and deliverables, making sure they know exactly what you want from them. Because if you give them random shit, they're not going to know. You have to be very clear. It's as simple as that. And it fixed everything, man. Everything got fixed just through some of this stuff through the program.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. If you need anything, reach out to me, DM me. I don't always answer during the day, but I'll answer at night because I've been through it pretty rough, and I got frustrated and close to firing people. And you know what? He pivoted on complete 180. He's running sites. He's communicating. He's leading my teams. He's on all our chat. We use kind of like a Slack forum as well for our job sites. He's following up with my teams. He's doing everything, man. Complete change.
Okay.
And no yelling, none of that shit. Just straight man to man. Yeah.
Exactly. I never do that ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yelling doesn't get anywhere, man. I was yelled at as a kid. I hate that shit.
I don't yell at my kids either.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes to say what you want to say to people that work for you. That's the hardest thing. We all know that. But sometimes you just got to say it. Don't be afraid. You're like nervous. Oh my God, I got to tell them this, but you got to do it. And that's the biggest thing you have to overcome. That's on us. That's like Mike said, it's our problem. We create the problem. And that's true.
And like be real with repercussions, even if it hurts the business in the short term.
Yeah.
I have the same problem too.
Yeah.
Well,
Did that help at all? You think this discussion give you some ideas?
Well, I can say him. I have the same problem too, because sometimes when like they don't put the caulking right, or there's some touch ups to do, and I kind of like I'm afraid to tell them because they're a man and I'm a woman, and then they just go sneak and do all the touch up by myself. But sometimes I'm powerful and I tell them like, hey, you gotta do the touch up in here and here, and I put the blue tape. But sometimes I get kind of afraid.
Tú estás la jefa.
Don't.
You're the boss. Don't be afraid. Gender has nothing to do with it.
That's so good.
Absolutely nothing to do with it. It's only an issue if you think it's an issue. That's like that head trash, right?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Hit you? Like, no. They're just men. They're just guys. They're just people. We're all humans.
Yes.
You started your business. You're the boss. You're taking on the risk. It's your job site. It's your name, your reputation. You're paying them. You have the paycheck. You're the heffa.
I love it.
And I'm glad that I'm not the only one, but I'm gonna work more and like be a little more tough with the men's.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I do with the
Marcos. Oh, sorry.
I work with women's too, but it's at the end of the day, it's more easy the men's because women are too much drama. There's more drama. But okay, I want to say him that he's not the only one in that situation. I'm in the same thing too. But your curse is kind of making me more powerful in knowing more how to do the right thing. Thank you, Mike.
Love it. I'm excited to hear how the next issue goes when they have touch-ups. Okay, you report back.
Hey, Mike.
Who is that?
Hey. I just kind of want to add something to this little conversation that I've had.
Yeah, man.
So in my industry, the industry that I worked in, it was in commercial real estate, and they kind of the whole idea of like setting expectations and setting goals and having your employees set goals. And then also don't be afraid to like a real important thing that one of our managing directors would do after a certain period of time. For us, it was like 3 to 5 years. He would basically just come to you and be like, hey, it's no hard feelings, but maybe this isn't a fit for you. Can I help you find a job in another position or another industry or something like that? Like sometimes you can't put a square peg in a round hole. And sometimes you just have to, and maybe that shakes them into realization like, oh, he's not, you're not being rude. You're not being an asshole. You're not saying, hey, you're fired. You're saying, hey, maybe this industry isn't a fit for you. Can I help you get a job somewhere else? And is there something I can do to you? I'll give you a recommendation. I'll do whatever. And maybe that kind of will shake your employee into going, oh, he's not actually mean. He's giving me all these chances and he's even willing to try and help me get something else. Maybe I should smarten up. So I think sometimes using that line of being like, hey, like maybe this industry isn't for you. Like maybe I can help you find a job somewhere else. Like, let me know if you need a recommendation or something. It could shake them into kind of maybe into action, or also it gives you an ability to like say like, hey, this like kind of fire them without being rude or being mean, or you know what I mean? Because a lot of people are worried about like being that guy that's like you're fired, like Donald Trump. So I think that line sometimes helps and can help in a situation where you might have to let someone go, but you don't want to be that guy that's telling them like, hey, you're out of here. Obviously there are situations where you got to be stern, but sometimes it's just, hey, this isn't working for you. Clearly, like you're not meeting the expectations, especially with something where someone's late. It's like if he's not like doing crazy stuff on the job site, if he's late, it's like not something where you can just scream and yell at a guy, but like it's like, hey man, like clearly mornings aren't good for you. Like you're not getting up on time. So
I mean, I would just add one thing. Maybe I really like that approach, but maybe one step that you could do before that is explain to them why this is important. It's like, hey dude, like I really want you to succeed in this role. I want you to have a job. I want you to have job security. I want you to make this work out. I know your family, I've been to your house, like had dinner with you. Let's make this work. And do you want this to work? Because if you want it to work, these are what we need to do. You need to be on time. You need to like not be scruffy. You need to smell good, like, or not smell bad at least. And like if you can't do these things, then this role isn't right for you. So what would you like to do?
Yeah, I find that like taking that approach and being like a little more soft-handed works super well with like 90% of people. And there's the old saying, you get more bees with honey or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to head over to Marcos here. He's had his hand up for a minute.
Sorry.
Thanks, Agron, man. Appreciate it. That was awesome.
Yes, hey. Yeah, my question is about something different. Like, for example, I see a nice, like you guys like being in different states. I would like to know which states you around it and about the program is like, how long they take like to you guys to find it out, or how much you invest in the in ads and all the stuff to get to your goal.
Sorry, what is the question? How long?
How
Uh,
much
I
and
think
how much and how long do you invest in it to to reach your goal? I think we're trying to say.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
I mean,
I mean, anyone have like I can't really say that because I'm not.
Well, I'll say this, it's what you put into it, how much energy, time, and effort you're going to put into it. You're still going to have some failures, but then you should learn from them and keep growing, right? If you put in time every day, in the beginning, I was putting time in every day because I had the time. Now I don't have the time for every day, but the more you put into it, the more you get out. It's just like anything else. You got to put in the effort.
Sure.
The book is there for you. It's basically a guideline, right? Use the guideline,
Yes.
minor tweaks maybe for what you need to do, and stick to it and just kind of go through high priority things, man. What's more important? Leads, production, sales, all that thing. You got to figure that out. Nobody can figure that out for you.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, nailed it. It is really what you put in. Some people come in and they just watch the videos or don't even watch videos, just show up on the calls and wonder why their business isn't growing. Right.
Also, I
But
would like to know
the
where
stuff
you
that you do
guys
outside
are.
the calls, it's important.
I would like to know where you guys are. What state or which city?
Well, dude, we got them all here. We're not going to go through everyone saying where
No.
they're at right now, but we got Florida, Texas, Canada, New York, California, Oregon, Washington, like everything, every state, every province.
what about Omaha, Nebraska?
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
it's easy to forget about the Midwest, but we got lots of Midwesterners here.
Maz, come say hello, Maz.
Someone from New York?
I don't know, I think on this call we have anyone else from New York, but we have had people from New York.
Mhm.
What part of New
Okay,
York,
I
Marcos?
got New York, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Awesome. That's fun, man. Yeah, and New York has its own challenges, right? As you know.
Definitely.
But the cool thing about New York is there's a lot of money in New York. There's a lot of people doing work on their homes. There's a lot of home value in New York. Right?
Yeah,
So it's
but
just
the
about
same
getting
thing
out
is a
there.
lot of competition here.
Dude, competition means there's money there.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, competition is a good thing. That means there's people making money.
Yep.
And there's a lot of
Gotcha.
bad competition. You see some of the
Yeah.
signs out
Yeah.
there, right? There's some really bad people at competition that have no idea what they're doing. So you're at least
Yeah,
investing in your business,
yeah,
learning
that's
about how to
right.
do business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a town with 40,000 people, and I got 40 different painting companies here. Lots of competition.
1,000 people. Every one in 1,000 people is a painter.
That's right.
The thing with painting, Mike, is it's the lowest barrier to entry, so everybody thinks they can do it. Oh,
Yeah.
And everyone can do it, but they can't do it well. Not everyone can do
Correct.
it well. That's
for sure.
Yeah, that's one of on my like vision, on my like 2035 vision here for painter growth. That's one of like the benefits is that this industry is there's such a low barrier to entry that like they will always have like client revolving door kind of thing. So I did some research on the market. There's in Canada and the US, there's about 200,000 independent painting contractors in the United States, and it's very fragmented. The largest company only accounting for 3% market share. So like 97.5% of the industry is fragmented mom and pop shops, which is crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. So,
Thanks for answers, guys.
yeah, you got it, man. Just like check out that self-limiting belief video that I just posted, right? I might even call out New York as a, or no, I said my city is different. Listen to that because as soon as the whole premise of it is like, as soon as you believe one of those lies that you tell yourself or believe a story that you tell yourself, it becomes true. As soon as you tell
Yeah.
yourself that New York is impossible to crack, it becomes true and you'll never crack it. But
No,
I bet that there's
I'm doing
there's
pretty well. So the thing is like I want to expand, I want to grow. That's why, I was trying to get like ideas if how long it's gonna take or how hard it is to me to be prepared or prepare myself to go fight with the biggest ones, because I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well.
cool, man. Well,
I
then just keep
think
at it and just follow the strategies here and make strategic partnerships and get your door hangers out and go get some solid neighborhoods to go door to door in the suburbs and
that's
I
it.
think
That's
it's
the one
also
thing
going
that
to,
I never do, like go and look for jobs. Every time I have just refers, so I work a lot with refers. So that means that my job is it's a good quality. But sometimes, get quiet, and then I have to look for different ways, and I don't know about anything to do, like knock the door. Also my English is not really clear. No, it's not fluid. Like to go to the door, knock, and start selling, or offering my services.
Just what have you gone through that training yet? Because it makes it pretty easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have
Okay,
to have perfect
cool, cool.
English. You just have to know
Yeah, I
one
was.
or two sentences and practice it. Be
Yeah,
confident,
so,
be well dressed.
yeah.
With
It
that,
is. It is. I was looking the videos and everything, watching the videos, and start learning already.
Awesome, man. I'm gonna
it,
send
it,
you
it is
Massimo. I'm just gonna post a link for that new video and you can watch this after.
Okay.
and I will say it's, in my opinion, like when I joined this course, I'm kind of new to it too. Um, I think like in my opinion, your answer is there's like preparation, commitment, and then luck, and then that determines your success. And this course gives you the preparation. You're solely responsible for the commitment, and then you just need a little bit of luck. Whether that takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, whatever that is, like you sometimes, you know what I mean? Like you just need a little bit of that opportunity to get that estimate or whatever. And the more commitment and preparation, the more your luck gets higher. Your luck increases as the more you prepare and the more commitment you make to it, your luck just increases. And this course gives you that whole preparation part, but that commitment part is just that's you. They can't make you be committed. They can't
Sure.
make you want to do the stuff. So they give you the preparation, but it needs you to be committed to it. And then as you increase growth, preparation, and commitment, your luck just increases and therefore your success will increase. It's just like simple formula, but if you don't have one or the
Yeah.
other, like you can have all the commitment in the world, but if you don't have preparation, you won't have anything. But
Sure.
if you this
Sure.
course gives you that preparation
And
and
then
now commit.
luck is when preparation meets hard work.
Exactly.
Yes, correct. Always.
So
Thank you,
I
guys.
think
1000% true.
I just
I think
posted the that self-limiting belief video in the chat. I'd like everyone to listen to that after this.
would you be opposed to hiring an estimator? Like like you basically coach him and tell him exactly what you want to do. And is that an option, or is that what do you guys think about that aspect?
For
I know,
Marcos
I
or
know,
for in
I know.
general?
Yeah, I'm saying like I know like me myself. I personally like to be there because I am I'm the person who wants to sell the job to the homeowners. But obviously, it's like if I know I lack a specific thing, or like obviously your English is not as fluent as you want it to be. So hiring somebody who is more fluent in English and coaching them how to represent your company, is that something that is that an option? Is that a yay? Is that a no?
You just got to systemize the process in order to pass the puck. So you need to have a step-by-step way for someone to sell the job the way you want it sold. It's not a problem. That's what you want to achieve, is having someone else do the work. So,
Okay.
I
and
mean, it
that's all
comes
in the
down to
program.
the data. What does the data say? What is your close rate? What's your average job size? What's your cost of
Yeah.
acquisition, right? So is the data saying that you suck? Is there
Yeah.
skill that you can improve on? Or is it like, and it's something that you also don't enjoy? If you enjoy it and you suck at it, you can probably get better at it. If you don't enjoy it and you suck at it, well, then you should probably find someone else to do it. But also maybe there's an opportunity is like, is there's Spanish neighborhoods. Like, why don't you target Spanish neighborhoods? Like that could be a huge niche.
100%.
that's
Hi.
like my dad has a language barrier, and that's basically he does a lot of Eastern European homes because he knows how to speak the languages, and that's kind of his target market. And I think if you feel a little self-conscious about your language barrier, then New York has a huge Hispanic population, and a lot of them do really well. And just go on your census and find those neighborhoods and target those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Hi. Oh, I was gonna say to me, because your English is really well, you don't have to feel like you don't talk well. You
I was thinking the same
really
thing.
good. Your English is really good. You just need to believe in yourself, and it's all in your head. People
Yeah.
can understand you, and then if and then you just give him all the estimate by writing, and they will understand. You show the pictures of before and after, and plus you're a man, so they so just do it and believe in yourself. And if you believe you can do it, you will do anything you want in life.
Dollar signs don't
Open up.
have no language.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's
Hey,
what
sorry,
that's
who's
that's sometimes
someone?
what we need.
Someone at the
A
bottom
little
here.
bit of
Someone
sorry.
whose iPhone. Someone whose iPhone at the bottom here. You just tried saying something.
I said dollar signs don't have no language.
Exactly. Who are you? Sorry, your name isn't showing up.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Just make sure you update your name on your phone next time. That's why you got kicked out.
Let's see.
Yeah, man, it's all about confidence. I want to go
Yeah.
to Mike. Had his hand up for a minute.
How's it going?
Hey, dude.
Hey, one of the things I'm trying to figure out is how to write contracts, employment contracts, whether they're temporary or permanent, or a piece rate system, and how to incorporate that into an agreement. Do you have any guidance on that, or somewhere to start with that?
How to write a piece rate system into an agreement.
So like if I'm hiring an employee, and I want to make clear that we operate on a piece rate system at their whatever wage is agreed upon. Is there a framework for writing that employment agreement? Because it's quite a bit different than a standard, let's say standard sort of ones I've done in the past.
Yeah, we don't have one of those templates right now. That's a
We
can get one. We'll get one of those.
Just sort of like a jumping off point, because I'm trying to figure it out myself, and not sure if I'm getting everything together. So
yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be too different. Like if you're going for an in-house employee, the important things is what's the hourly rate that you're defining piece rate on, and then what's their minimum hourly rate if they miss budget.
Right, which could be usually that's too different. Like it would drop if they miss budget, right? Is that the idea?
So on average, like your rate on piece rate is going to be 25 an hour, and then if you beat it, here's like a scenario. So if it's a 100-hour job, you do it in 80 hours, you'll make this much, $32 or whatever it is. But if you miss budget, the same calculation will apply down to a minimum hourly rate of $20.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that was the part I wasn't sure how to structure. So like kind of that would go down to at least like the state minimum wage, right?
I mean, no.
At worst case.
At worst, legally, yes, but I like to give them a little bit more backstop, like $20 an hour or $18 an hour. Right? If you miss budget, I'm not going to pay you less than $18 an hour, but that's not why we're working here, right? We want to make like $30-$40 an hour.
Yeah, and if you get to that spot, then they're probably not going to continue working for you anyway. So
exactly. So it's like, is it the painter's fault? Is it the estimate?
Yeah, because like I've used this kind of like loosely in the past. Even though I was paying guys hourly, like from certain jobs, they'd be like, okay, there's, let's get this done in 50, and they do it in 40. And so I kind of had it like in a unofficial way implemented, but I wasn't sure if I'm making a job offer under that structure, how to set that up. But that makes sense. So
have you seen
kind of feel covered too.
That we have?
The which, sorry?
Piece rate calculator.
I think you showed that last week. I'm not sure. I haven't.
So there's a small version of it in that career development workbook, but we have a big version of the piece rate calculator that's a lot more detailed that can figure out like multiple painters on sites with different rates and different amount of hours.
Okay, that's on the sheets, I guess, or
so yeah, I'll just it's in the piece rate video. But I can just get it real quick and send it to you. You make a copy of it.
Okay.
And then you just put in the job price, what % of labor you want to hit. So it'll calculate the labor budget and then their average hourly rate, and then it'll give you the hour budgeted hours. And then here you just split up your painters. So what are your painters' hourly rates?
Yeah.
How many hours did each one of your painters work on the project? And then this will all calculate automatically. Painter 1
right.
50% of the job. You should pay them this many hours, earning them this much. They earn this much per hour.
Right, accounting for all the different wage scales or whatever there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Both wage scales and how many wage scales here and how many hours they had on the job.
Mike, where is that?
It should be just under the piece rate video in the recruiting section, but I'll just throw it in the blueprint group right now.
I fucking paid for someone to do that for me.
Okay, we got all the spreadsheets. We got everything.
Yeah, yours is better than what I have, so I
It
need
looks
that.
like there's a break in the formula here, which, just because there's a 0 there. There's only 3 painters.
Thanks, man.
Cool. Yeah, so use that. It works pretty good. It's not 100%. I think it might break in a couple of spots, but it's a good start.
Awesome. And one other thing I had for any guys up in BC or Canada in general that use a blend of employment and subcontracting relationships, is there anybody in the group that's had experience sort of navigating those two things in Canada?
Yep.
Tell me. Okay.
Yeah, so the way because my team kind of gets jealous that we use subs, and I told them, listen, we use subs so that in the winter we don't slow down, right? So 70% of the year, 70% of the year we'll use subs, 30% of the year we don't. And I say EPS handles 80% of the company's business, and the subs are going to handle 15 to 20%. And this guarantees that we don't slow down as a business in the winter, but we don't lose our opportunities to be a profitable, healthy business. My guys get it.
Right. Sorry, can you elaborate a little bit on what you mean by that? Like you don't slow down?
So like sometimes your guys will want to be subs, like they're going to want to make 50% instead of whatever percentage you're giving them as a base in the job. So yeah,
Right.
sub makes a little more, but they also have more costs. They will have the WSIB, the insurances. We pay for that for our employees, right? But that's you don't have to break all that down. All I tell my guys is that we're going to use subs for 15 to 20% of our business so that we can handle enough volume. But if we hire too many people, we have to maybe let someone go in January, February, man.
I see what you're saying.
I live in Canada, man. It gets slow. We go from 80, 90,000 months to 50, 60. And you fight the fight, but it is tough in January, February, December into January, January into February to get jobs. It's a lot harder up here.
So you keep a leaner employee base and get that additional cash flow by subbing stuff out in the slower months.
Right. We don't sub a ton of stuff. I don't sub a ton, just a little bit. Your condo repaint, your basic repaint, a main floor repaint, the simple shit. We're known, EPS is known for doing the quality of work that we do. Like I'm at a custom home right now, right? We do 6, 7, 8, 10 custom homes, depending on the size. My subs aren't coming in here. That's us, right?
Okay.
So that's how we handle it, man. We explain it. We show them that we're going to use subs. We don't hide it from them, but we want them to understand it's our commitments to them, but the subs help the business.
Just augment the weaknesses there, yeah. And sorry, you said you're in Canada as well?
Yeah, I'm just outside Toronto. I'm in Toronto right now, but I live in Georgetown, so it's half hour from the city.
Good stuff. Sweet, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's bounce here.
Hey, I got a question for the, thinking about the piece rate, what we were just talking about. Let's say, for instance, your painters are working piece rate and they have to go back to do a little bit of job, a touch up, or maybe they didn't complete something or whatever. If they're on that piece rate system and they're getting a bonus, they went under budget for the hours, so they're making a little bit more. Is that under the agreement that they have to go back on their own time, or
1,000,000%.
am I paying them?
No, they're going back on their own time. They've already finished that job, right? So if they finished 100-hour job in 80 hours, and they got to go back and finish 5 hours of touch-ups, they actually finished in 85 hours. They're still getting paid the same amount. They're still getting paid that 35, 38% of the job, right? But they got to go back and finish it. Like they have to finish the job. That's the only way piece rate works.
Yeah, I just think communicating that in the agreement is definitely imperative. You have to let them know that you're going back on your own. Whether I find out a day later or a week later, it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Don't close your job out until the job is closed. Do you understand what I mean? Because I do piece rate. I've had it happen already. I work for a couple builders that I just spent $3,000 doing touch-ups at a $40,000 job from last year. Whoa. But I work for them. We charge. It's all built into the pricing. We didn't do piece rate then, but now after this experience that just happened, now I got to save 2% of the budget for touch-ups when we're done,
and I'm talking done, then they'll get that portion.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
a simple way to do that is to have your painters do the walkthrough with the client and
Yeah.
have them get the job signed off on.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If they can, on your contract at the bottom of it, sign off, the job is completed to our satisfaction and there are no further touch-ups needed. Right? Have the painters do that, because that will give them ownership. Like if they get to leave and then you come back and you have to do the walkthrough with them, the painters have no ownership over that, right? Because you get to face the customer and show that and get shown the touch-ups that are needed. But if they do it, they're going to do a lot better job because it's their responsibility. And then they get paid when that's signed off on.
The piece
Okay,
rate is
yep.
sounding more like a sub. Is that
No.
am I wrong to think that?
No. Nope.
Different. Hourly rate. So the difference is that in a sub model, you'll present the job as a number of dollars. This is a $10,000 job. I'm going to pay you $5,000 to complete this job. That's a sub model. An employee model is an hourly model. So instead of saying a $5,000 job, this is an 80-hour job. So you got 80 hours to produce it, right? I'm going to pay you for 80 hours, but I want you to get it done sooner. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Oh, man. Well, my
That's the
coaching
main difference.
program.
That's the main difference that I kind
Done
of
in 1
used.
minute.
But yeah. Anyway, today's the last day to sign up for the summer sales challenge. We have, I think, 20 guys and girls
One more filter.
signed up for it so far.
Finishing
So
the
next
basement,
week is going to
and
be the
then
first
one more
week.
filter.
There's the link to sign up for the summer sales challenge. I'm going to throw it in the blueprint group 2. But if you guys want some extra motivation, some extra reason to crush sales over the next 6 weeks, then definitely sign up for that. I'll post that in the blueprint group. And then last but not least, how do we do today? I personally felt like this was an awesome office hours. Some great discussion, great motivation, mindset stuff. If you can just take 1 minute or 1 second and just give a rating on the call, I'd really appreciate it. And that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Thanks for coming to the show. Appreciate you all. Love the attitudes. Have a great long weekend. Be safe.
Thanks,
Go
Mike.
book some work. Make some money.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, everybody.
Peace, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. See you then.
See you. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. If you want to grow your painting business, go to www.paintergrowth.com or click on the top link in the description. Talk soon.